Send out the Twitter. Get all the tabs closed that I don't need, and I should be good. So, hello everyone, this is Chris Ingerson, and it is October 17th, and this is the October 17th TextQuest Devstream, and I should probably walk on screen. 17th TextQuest Devstream. And make sure that my audio is on. So, alright. Today we are going to be continuing our work on, well, I guess if you didn't watch the Sunday recap, we're going to be doing cabin stuff all week this week. In particular, we're going to be focusing on a lot of art, trying to get basically a lot of the missing clutter and environment stuff in the cabin set up. We're starting with the fireplace. In particular, we are starting with the firewood rack, and then we will move on to the actual fireplace grate inside here. And then we will eventually move into the bedroom, which will have drawers, end table, and a journal, as well as the kitchen area, which is going to have cabinets, maybe some miscellaneous kitchen utensils that you can interact with. I wonder if I could do like a mini game in there too. That would be pretty cool. Do I need to have cooking? I might need to have cooking at some point. Well, sorry, getting a little ahead of myself with all the design decisions. There are some things that I might actually do in there just to make the game a little bit more fun. In any case, so we're going to start with the actual firewood rack, and you can see that I have this very gray box model right here. I just plopped that into the scene to see what it looked like and how it felt in relation to the size of the character or the player character. And it's, I think, pretty good overall. This is about the size that I would expect for a firewood rack. So we're going to have this frame here will be the metal, and we're going to have 3 partially transparent materials in the center here that are going to say rack. And then on top of that, or rather in the center here, we're just going to have a bunch of firewood. And if you interact with that firewood, you can take a piece of firewood, and that will be the log that you need to solve the Heroes Grove puzzle. So once we get that done, I'm hoping that won't take too long. The texture, assuming it's all fit correctly, I'm really hoping that it is, all the texture stuff should be done, which means we just have to basically model and UV this, and then we can quickly move on to the next thing, which will be the fireplace grating. And that texture is already done because it's the same texture. So let's go ahead and stop playing. We're going to jump over to Maya. So you can see that I've already partially textured this. It's not actually textured. I was just testing it to see what the texture looks like on it. So we're not going to completely end with this. Actually, I kind of wonder if I should make this metal frame a little thinner. Right now, the frame is about 0.2 units thick, which is about 0.2 meters. But I wonder if I should... I mean, it doesn't really look that big. I think that's pretty much what I would expect. I'm a little worried that I won't be able to fit rack in here, honestly. It should be fine. In any case, let's go ahead and stop playing. Let's go back here. And we're going to do a couple of things. First off, let me go ahead and move my outliner so it's not covering chat anymore. My UV layout window so it's not doing that either. How do I want to do this? Well, I suppose the simple thing to do would be... I'm going to move this down to 0. Oh, of course you did. Give me a second here. Let's see, pivot. We're snapping. It's relative 0.10. So that's actually. Wow, you did nothing. You did nothing there. You lied. You lied is what that was. Dang it. Okay. That's weird. Step snap should be on. It says relative, which means that it should be snapping, but it's not. You lied. So like this is smoothly translating, which is infuriating. Let's see if I can zero this out. There we go. Okay. Now we're done. I mostly did that because I wanted to have my pivot at the very base of it instead of in the middle. Okay. So that is our firewood rack. Let's go ahead and add... Do I want it to be a cube? I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and set it to be a cube. How do I want to do this? Oops. Let's go ahead and move this up. We're going to set this width to be 0. It has to have a width of 0.1. Disappointing, but fair, I suppose. Let's see. A depth of, I think that would be 0.6. Is that right? Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and slide this back. It's going to be roughly in the center here. That's good. Before we do anything with it, though, I am going to go ahead and delete the faces on the side here, because we don't need them. They are literally worthless to us. So uncheck you, hit delete. Cool. Now we can go ahead and move the object back. Oops, one back up. I really need sound effects, apparently, because I tend to make them myself. Okay. I think I've done that a lot, and I never realized it before. It reminds me... I know I'm going off topic, but I'm modeling, so I really don't have anything else to do but talk. It reminds me of... who was it? Robert Rodriguez had a film. It was one of his first films, and I can't remember what it was. It was with... dang it, I also can't remember the actor. I just remember him as the dad from Spy Kids, which is probably not the best thing to remember him as. Let's see, I'm also going to go ahead and make a duplicate material here. So I have a fireplace mat, but this is kind of weird because the way transparency sorting works in Unity can make things weird. So I'm going to make things that aren't transparent one material and things that are transparent another material, specifically so that I can ensure that those sorting issues don't really occur unexpectedly, or at least are a little bit more easy to control. So I'm going to go ahead and make a... Can I just straight up duplicate this? That would be super cool. I've never actually duplicated one. I'm sure that there is one. Yay, duplicate. Okay. Cool. So let's call this, instead of Miss Matte, we'll call it Miss Transparent Matte. Cool. So it's going to look the same in Maya, but when we bring it into Unity, we should have transparency that the substance will have on it. All right. So let's go ahead and say assign existing material, fireplace Miss Transparent Matte. All right. We will also go ahead and project UVs, and just go ahead and grab these. Slide this over, grab our UVs, slam these to the left. And I guess you guys can't really see what I'm doing, but you can see the movements over there. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to need to shrink this down. Yeah, that's about where I was expecting it to be. I could maybe shrink it a little bit more, but I really don't want to get too far into it. So something like that. Probably pretty good. Cool. And the idea here is that this will actually have transparency applied to it once we bring it into Unity. But Maya, it's far more effort than needs to be for me to do transparency in Maya, so I just don't bother with it really on this. Also, it doesn't really matter because the image that I'm using for my base, you can see that here, Substance for some reason doesn't export alpha, or rather it doesn't export transparency. It supports transparency, but I've never been able to get it to export transparency, which is really, really annoying. So we just have to make do with it for now. In any case, let's go ahead and rename this to rack side right. I'm going to duplicate that, call it rack side left. All right, just go ahead and drag that over here. There we are. Same thing. Don't really need to do anything fancy with it. Let's also go ahead and make a new cube. We'll call this depth of 0.6. And I think a width of, so it's 2, so that'd be 1.6, right? Yep. Cool. And then a height of 0, except it's not actually 0, it's 0.1. That's fair. Let's move it up to there. Yep, that looks good. Except we're going to move it slightly up. And again, we're going to do the same thing we just did with the other sides. Grab all of our faces. Grab the bottom and the top. Then delete, because we do not need to waste the time and energy to render things that are actually going to be impossible to see. Alright. I will, however, render the bottom just in case I ever want to use this anywhere else. But that's only one face, and that's not really that much of a demand. So I am fine wasting that rendering. Because, oh no, this entire thing will bring my count up by 74! So many polygons. So many polygons. Alright, let's go ahead and say assign existing material, transparent matte. Again, we're going to go ahead and project everything. Let's go ahead and drag this over. UV. Move this. Slam. Slam. Grab our face. Okay. This one is going to be a little bit weirder. I got to rotate it 90 degrees. I rotated it the wrong way. And this one I'm a little more concerned about, actually. If I'm lucky. I won't have to. That's actually not that bad. Yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. It's not quite scaled the same, but since it's just transparent, I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, I'm not even sure if it's going to be one of those. I'm not even sure if you'll actually be able to see the bottom rack at all. But I am keeping it in there just in case. But I'm guessing that once we start piling on the wood, well, you know, it'll probably be fine. Let's see, what else do I need to do? That's pretty much it for the base, which means that I guess I could start laying the texture out to make sure that it all lines up. I'm a little worried about these arches, admittedly. I think we could run into some problems with text there, depending on how I approach it. We'll see if we can get away with it. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and do a clean reprojection of all this. Let's go ahead and go over here. I was gonna do a UV2 projection, but I think I'll just do that all at once. So let's do a quick save. Also I should rename this to rack bottom. Alright. Go ahead and close this. No need it. Alright, so now we're going to be doing a lot of UV layouts. So I'm going to pull my UV window over so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, actually, you know what? Does it make more sense for me to do it this way? That way I have more visual room to work with and you can see the verts and such. Alright, let's see here. So first things first, let's go ahead and try to orient everything in the way that it's going to eventually be oriented. So rotate this, move this. We're not going to worry too much about placement for now. We're just going to worry about raw rotation. So this is the bottom. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate this. We'll move this down. Again, I am a little torn if I should even bother having the bottom there. It's always a bit of a toss-up with these things because I could optimize. It's just I never know if I'm going to have this somewhere else or somewhere else. I don't plan on it, but there is also the possibility that somewhere down the line, maybe I do the 3D level editor thing, and then I would have all these prefabs for people to work with, and that just that means that I would probably want to have backgrounds for these in case they need them. So it's a weird thing like that. All right, let's go ahead and what are you? Of course you're that. Why wouldn't you be that? Go ahead and rotate you. Yep, that would be the other one. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and move these guys. Let's see, what are you guys? sides. Yep, they're the insides. How wonderful. We will also rotate, move these off. Let's see, these would be the fronts, I'm guessing? Yep, well, the sides. Let's go ahead and move these. Well, actually, yeah, okay. So we're kind of going to do this a little awkwardly. We're going to move this down, move this over, grab this again, move it over here, and then I believe I want this one. Nope, I want this one. It's got to go on the other side. There we are. And so this is, it doesn't really matter which one it goes in, but I'm going to go ahead and move it over here. Yeah, doing a lot of the preliminary UV layouts is a little tedious, but long run it's pretty important. So go ahead and move this over here, which means that this is going to move over here. Cool. These are the tops, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead first off and rotate. Grab this, move it over. Alright, now we get to the individual components, which make things super hard for me, because of course they do. Okay, what about you? Okay, good, both of you are this one, which means that both of you are over here. What about you guys? Dang it, it's in the middle, because of course it is. Ah, but both of these are on that side. So I'm going to do this. Move this over here. And these are at the bottom, I think. Wait a second. Oh no, I have miscalculated. You are over there. Yes. Okay. So I suppose we'll do something like. This is not great. Let's rotate you 90 degrees, move it down, which means that actually all of this is moving up a little bit. This can go below, right there. Okay, move you guys. Move you up. Let's see, there it is. Let's go ahead and rotate it, move it down. Cool. So now everything's kind of roughly laid out, but not really. But we can actually see how we need to arrange these. But the main thing is, now that they're laid out, I can try to scale them up or down as I need them. Let's go ahead and yeah, this is where it gets super fun. So first things first, let's go ahead and highlight everything, and we're just going to try to position this. Okay. So goal here is we have to scale. Actually, hold on. Good. We have to scale this until our letters comfortably fit inside of it. So I'm guessing about there. That is pretty good, actually. All right, so that's our metal. And now the second thing we need to do is align everything. We need to make it all work. Oh, and I also did this wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and slide these guys off to the right, or the left, the other right. Slide this over. All right. So now everything should more or less be sort of aligned, but now we need to actually, line it up. Geez, this is where it's going to get super fun. Okay, so I'm gonna pull these guys up first because we're gonna do some positioning to make sure that everything's correct, and it's probably not going to be pretty unless these are already lined up. Oh, that's beautiful. So cool. I didn't. Huh. All right. All right. So we're going to try and line these up as close as possible. Let's go ahead and actually slide this over so we can get a better look. Alright, slide this over to right there. That's good. So now you can see that it's, wait, hold on. Oh, right, it's the other side. It's like, now you can see that it's seamless, and it's like, wait, that's not seamless. Right. Okay, so next we'll go ahead and grab these guys. Slide this over. Slide in a little bit more. So one more over. Cool. Last one. Slide these over. Now I will be thoroughly impressed if this actually perfectly loops around. In fact, I will probably eat a shoe if it does so. I really hope that it doesn't now because I don't want to eat a shoe. But let's see. I knew it. See, met. Now we can get around this by virtue of the fact that, well, actually, you know what we could do? If we try to scale this up just a little bit more, we might be able to get it to actually seamlessly loop. So something like that. Oh, this is going to be tough. So it looks a little borked there. You can see that the A is just a little too small. This is where it gets kind of tricky because the way this works is rather counterintuitive. So I'm going to shrink this down a lot, and then I'm going to try to grow it back. There we go. So I don't know why, but this is how it's done. Maya scales in relation to what its existing scale is, which means that if you have to do precise movements, you actually need to shrink down and then grow back or scale back up. So you can see here that I now have a little bit more granular control over this, and I can actually make not ridiculous looking ones, but still not perfect ones. So I guess in that case, our question is having a slightly elongated A preferable to a short A? I don't have a choice now. I have to stick with it. Otherwise, I have to shrink it back down. So I'm fine with that. Let's see what that looks like in terms of actual placements. So yeah, that A is a little off, but it's not terrible. And it's on a corner, which is already going to distort some people's view of it. So yeah, this is basically what this looks like. Oh, man. It might have actually been a little bit more correct the first time. Oh man, that's like really bad. Ugh. All right, let me try that one more time. I can do this. I know I can. All right, so let's go ahead and grow this back. Yeah, it's like either too tall or just squished. I kind of like it too long. Better to have too much than too little, I suppose. All right, so that's our base. Our base now forms a seamless loop, which is very, very nice. And of course is very, very convenient. We might go ahead and try to move this over. Can we do something like that? Oh, wait, I totally was looking at the wrong thing. Let's see. Let's slide this over. Basically, I want the longer sides to have some amount of spacing that makes them a little bit easier to read. But that doesn't look like... that's fine. As long as a full thing of metal is visible at any given time, then I'm happy. So, yeah, we're good. Okay, next is, let's see here. First off, I'm going to save because that's actually very, very nice. Next, we're going to have to start slicing up our UVs to get them to actually behave in ways that we want. And that's because, as you can see, I have two different forms of metal here, a horizontally spelled out metal and then a vertically spelled out metal. I was trying to rotate that, and it's like, oh yeah, I can't. So horizontal is going to be on the bottom. The sides here are going to be vertical. The tops would be horizontal. The sides, I'm a little bit in a toss right now because I could do vertical for the sides here and then horizontal for the top. Or I could do all horizontal and have it be like a loop. So it's the bottom of the characters are on this line, then the bottom of the top characters are on this line, and the bottom of the right characters are on this line. So we might mess with that a little bit. But I'm a little worried because I think that there's no way for me to get. So the conundrum here is that since the top has to be horizontal somehow, I mean I could make it vertical. The problem is that I can't do both horizontal here and only horizontal here with vertical here, because that would be horizontal that's smaller than the top horizontal, and then the texture would be scaled differently, and that makes it look bad. So, what to do about that? Well, first off, I suppose we can carve up the UVs. Or actually, you know what? Before we even do that, let's go ahead and let's get rid of these guys. I'm just going to come down here. And we are going to, of course, I chose like the worst one. So actually, not that one. We will take one of the exteriors. Oh no, we won't. Except I guess we will because I need to carve that one up. So let's go ahead and, dang it, they're always on the wrong side. All right, so we are going to, first off, grab this edge, all of this. Oops, don't need you. Okay, so I'm grabbing all those edges, and we're just going to cut the UV. All right, so now, if I do this, I can drag that independent of the original UV layout, which means that I can, a little bit more easily, position this. Let's rotate you 90 degrees. This is going to be what our metal looks like. Yep, I was really worried about that. It's too friggin' big. That's not going to work. So, all right. Yep. Great. Let's rotate you 90 degrees. Move you down like this. Oh dear. So close. So close. This is not ideal. Not ideal at all. So I can't... So obviously I can only separate this texture on this line or this line. And I have to be consistent. So... Well, I mean, I could do long here, then short. But it has to start with M and end with L, which is going to be problematic. And again, I can't scale it now. Everything has to remain the same scale, because if I tried to change the scale at all, then if you actually look at the texture, you'll notice. Sorry, I'm just in my headset. If I actually look at my texture after I scale things in different sizes, you'll notice that the normal maps look odd, because even though it's supposed to be the same metal, like the details in one part of the metal will be far less apparent than details in another part of the metal. So I get, yeah, it's not great. I don't really like this, but all right, we'll try this. God. Although before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to grab all of this. Well, grab all of this, and then we're going to go ahead and increment and save, which I can never remember where it is. Increment and save. Cool. And increment and save is just a nice little feature that Maya has that lets us. It's kind of like version control for artists. So it's not actually committing to a version control system, but it does let us have some amount of control. Okay, so something like this, I think, will be fine. Again, not ideal, but let's go ahead and grab our edge here, slice at it. Cool. Grab this, make sure that it's actually attached. Good. Let's rotate this back. Okay, we're going to slide this up. Move it up to here. Down a little bit, slide it to the right about there. Of course, crap. Might fudge. We can't fudge it. Frack. Oh wait, no, we can. We totally can. Thinking of that wrong. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and grab this, slice it there. Cool. Now let's rotate you. Now the moment of truth. Will we be lucky? We might be. We might be. We are. Yes. It's very, very, it's a very tight. Ugh, that top. No. No, we're so close. Just a little bit more, like there. I think we got it. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Yes! It's barely fitting. Okay, good. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Cool. It's not ideal because that looks really, really stupid. But it is metal, 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 metal. Yeah, it's not. That's not where I would have preferred to split it, but without a significant retrofit on the texture, I don't really think I can make it look nice. So we're gonna kind of let that one go. Obviously, again, I would prefer it to be a little different than this, but still, though, that's exciting that it works. And since it works on one, that means it works on the other three as well. Oh, that's so beautiful. All right. So first things first. Let's go ahead and grab our faces. Grab you, and you. Okay. Now we are going to go ahead and slide these down. And the reason for that is because I'm going to carve out the other ones, and I want to try and position them as appropriate. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and move you. Let's see, so we're carving along this edge and this edge, which means that we are carving basically these parts up. Okay, let's go ahead and slice. Cool. Let's go ahead and rotate you 90 degrees, move you up, rotate you 90 degrees, move you up. Basically just going to do this the same with all of them. All about positioning. Moving up. Go ahead and grab this. Rotate left. Move up. Move this. And there we go. Alright, so next thing that we need to do is go ahead and align these things. So this is going to be super fun, by the way. We're going to go ahead and start trying to grab these guys. Oh, and you are apparent. Oh, right. I'm not going to move this horizontally because I can't. But I am going to move vertically. Cool. So now we get to do crap. Some not super fun things. Let's go ahead and move this. Then I guess we'll move this guy over too, and then move these all over to the right. So it's going to be a little different than what you would expect because of this overlap, which I normally try to avoid, but I obviously couldn't this time. So let's go ahead and grab our UVs, grab you, grab all of you. We're just going to slam you to the right. Grab you, grab all of you, slam you to the right. Grab you and all of you to the right. Cool. So now those are all perfectly lined up. Grab all this. Oh. You know what? There we go. Let's do that. That'll be better. Line to the left. Grab this, this, and this. Oops, can't do that. There we go. Line to the left. Cool. Let's go ahead and we're just going to line these up vertically now. Vertical, vertical, and vertical. I really hope that those those weren't the wrong vertical parts, but we'll see. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and grab these guys. Oops, not that. There we go. Slam left. Grab this. Slam left as well, and finally left. Oh, and I almost forgot. Up and up. So yes, on the topic of the weird sound effects that I do, there's a Robert Rodriguez film. I think it was the first time that they did special effects workflow for their guns. So instead of having blanks that they fired, they used special effects. And apparently, the lead actor, who's, again, their name I can never remember, but he played the dad in Spy Kids, and I feel sorry that that's the only thing that I can remember to identify him by. He's an actor that works with Robert Rodriguez a lot. In any case, he apparently would make bullet sounds whenever he fired the gun, despite the fact that he was not firing the gun. He was just supposed to like wave the gun like he was firing it and pretend that it had recoil. But apparently, whenever they did it, he would always go and make all of the machine gun sounds himself because he just couldn't do it without it. That's kind of what I feel like. I guess that's what I do whenever I'm doing something repetitive. All right, so we're going up. A little bit more up than that. Oh, right there. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, cool, and cool. Oh, man, that's really annoying that it doesn't really work. I so wanted it to. It was so close. I just couldn't, though. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Well, in any case, that's decent for now. All right. So next we have these guys. And that's going to be vertical as well. So let's go ahead. Well, actually, it's going to be the only one that's vertical. Let's go ahead and move this. So, yeah, that was what I was worried about. Let's see here. So this is the top. So we might end up making this more of a smooth transition. Like this. That will not work no matter what I do. Oh, that sucks so hard. That is really infuriating. And the reason I'm saying that it won't work is because metal, we get the tall here, but that won't work over here. Of course not. Okay. Well, will this work? I mean, we could try that. All right. And then let's see here. Where is the other side? None of those are the other side. What is going on here? Ah, there we are. So this one... Dang it. Ah! Stop it. There. Okay. So this one we actually have to rotate... No, we're still rotating it left. But it's also going to be facing the other way, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, I can't get away from it. Yep. Ah, that sucks. I was doomed from the start. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. Antonio Banderas, that's right. That's it. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is entirely correct. But yes, I feel like Antonio Banderas tonight. How are you tonight? Also, sorry, I don't know how long that's been posted in the chat. I have not been looking at chat, apparently. Alright, let's see. So we're going to slide this down. Just, it really sucks that I can't make this work. Like the story of my life here. So metal... Well, I wonder, can I make that work? Oh, that would be really, really funny if I could. Well, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's go ahead and drag this down to you. Doot, doot. I'm gonna drag. Oh no! Don't do that. Why'd you do that? There we go. Okay, so we're gonna try to make this all one big thing again. And the reason I'm saying that is because wait, hold on. Dang it! No, that won't work. It works on that side, but not over here. Except it does, right? So if I do this, darn it! I almost was able to make the metal like become MET and use that or that T, but doing good. Fall break, so I've banned off. Haha! Well, that's exciting. Do you have the entire week off, or is it just like a half week thing? So, I wonder. Hold on. Let's see here. Can I get you to? No, that's not. That's only going to go worse for me. Dang it! So close. Yeah, it's because it's really close there. Can I give myself more space? Maybe. Let's go ahead and try to drag this down. So how far can I go up? Go to there. That gives me a little bit more room. Not a whole lot, though. It still doesn't work enough. Darn it. It's going so well. Somehow that makes it worse. Oh, I guess that makes sense. So does that mean I actually want it to go in the other direction? Let's see how far I can get this. Get it like right up against the edge, but that's still not going to give me enough. I have to move a whole friggin' letter. Dang it, that's so disappointing. Well, yeah, I was going to say, still have to adjust somewhat, but yeah. Dang it. I guess I just have to eat the fact that it can't seamlessly loop. That is disappointing. Well, you know what? Maybe if I try this, will it work if it's horizontal? I will be kind of sad if it does. Alright, so there's metal, metal, metal. Let's go ahead and drag this. We'll just keep going over to the left. So right there. Metal, metal. Oh, wait. Nope. That won't work. Dang it! There's just no winning here. Let's see. So I would need this to be an L. So like that. Ah, dang it. So freaking close, but it's all wrong. All week from school, band 2 to 6 Thursday, and wake up call Friday. Huh. That's an odd schedule. So you have school off, but band is not exempt from that. At least on Thursday. Huh. And a wake-up call? What kind of school has a wake-up call? Dang it. Yeah, I guess I can't really get around this. That's disappointing. Well, in the case of situations like this, priority goes to the front left because the back right or the back and right will be against walls. So it's disappointing, but I suppose I will live with it. Dang it, that's just I was so close. I wanted to get it to work. So close. If only I had another spacing of letters. Ah well. Let's see. Let's go ahead and insert, drag this over, and move this up. Do a little bit of quick alignment. Cool. So, I mean, this looks, at the very least, it looks better than what I can get with vertical lettering. Kind of a shame. Although, just out of curiosity. Right, we determined that I couldn't do this. Oh, wait! No, we totally can! That works so much better. Ha ha ha! Hooray. Alright. Okay, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and grab you, and you. Drag you down. Rotate you 180 degrees. Drag you down even further. About there. Oh, that works so much better. Now the question is, does the right side? We'll find out after these short messages. Grab you and sweet. Moving down. Oh my goodness, that works so well. That works so well. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. That is super exciting. So at least there was some use to having the verticality of it. Can I change the height? Not really. So this is the gray box of it in the actual game. And it's pretty much as tall as I want it to be. And I don't really want it to be shorter either. Because this is kind of what the size of a fireplace or a firewood rack would be. It's, for firewood that's decently that's decently sized. It's about your width, a little bit wider. It's not quite as tall as you, but it might be like up to your stomach. If you have firewood throughout the winter, you probably want as much as you can get inside. So this is kind of the dimensions that I'm working in, and I can't really change that height. Otherwise, it'll feel kind of odd. And also, if I make it shorter, rack won't fit. So this internal rack over here won't fit, which would be problematic. Or if I shrank it, I would have to actually shrink the entire thing, meaning both vertically and horizontally, not just the height. But I am very glad this actually ended up working out a little bit better than I was expecting. That's super exciting for me. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and do our UV thing where we clamp everything down. And cool. All right. So, oh man, that looks so much better. Sorry, I'm really excited at how much better this looks. Because it looked really bad before, like really, really bad. And it's just very refreshing to see it not look like terribleness. I'm trying to center it a little bit, but I think that's like there. Yeah. And can we slide it just a little bit further down? Right about there. Nope, we can't. It has to be there. All right. Fair enough. Cool. So that's the outer and inner parts of the frame. Oh man, almost lines up. Dang it. Oh well. Although I guess I could go into the texture and change this if I get really bugged about it. Maybe, like you said, change the height, as in the spacing between the letters here. That's certainly possible. I bet actually if I cut down the space between the L and the M here, we would get a very nice, well, not a very nice fit, but a little bit of a better fit. And that's certainly something that I can do. But for now, it looks decent enough that I'm just going to let it be. And that means that on the sides here, which is what we were working on, and we decided, you know what, hold on. First off, I'm going to save. Second, I'm going to, looking at this the wrong way. No, I was looking at it the wrong way. This is the front, correct? No, this is the front. So that means this should be, well, hold on, no, this would be front facing on it, which means that this would be the right. Okay, we're good then, I think. All right, let's go ahead and bump this back up. Okay, so metal, 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 metal. All right. All right, yep. So let's go ahead and try to line these things back up. Let's go to face mode. Grab you. Okay, so you're all the way over here, and that's the entire. Okay, there we go. That's the entire layout. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go ahead and drag you guys and you all over here. Drag it up a little bit. Drag it over. Let's go ahead and okay. So we gotta rotate these or swap their places. Rotate. Oops. Wow, that was super glad that was not the right button. All right. Let's go ahead and move this down. All right. And let's go ahead and align the UVs again. So line these vertically. The top one. Move it up. And now we have to do manual. Oh wait, no, we don't. I was gonna say we have to do manual positioning, but we don't because I can just do this. So let's grab you. Oh, wrong thing. UVs. Grab you. Grab you. Line to the right. Grab you. Grab you. Line to the right. All right. So now we're gonna have some fun times. You left, 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 and you left. Anyway, while I'm doing this incredibly repetitive task, there are some exciting things happening tonight. I don't know if you guys know about it, but the giant robot fight is happening tonight, or at least it's being streamed. Technically, it happened last month, but there's a giant robot fight that I have been waiting 2 years for, and it is finally going to be streamed to the world, and I am super excited to watch it. I am probably going to leave disappointed, I'm sure, but until then, I am looking forward to the giant robot fight, which is a thing that exists in our world, and I really hope it becomes an actual thing that countries take seriously, because that would be amazing. All right, let's see here. Everything looks good there. So the frame is almost done. We basically have the bottom and the center pieces left. Oh, yeah, I guess this. Right. Yeah, I gotta flip these guys, don't I? Oh, I do, actually. Oh, no. Okay. So I have to flip these guys. Well, actually, no. I don't want to flip these. I want to flip the other ones. I was incorrect, by the way. This is the front. You can tell by rack. Grab you. Alright, so we're going to rotate these guys. Degrees makes it a little bit easier to read and see. We are good. Good. And next we're going to go ahead and do face. Grab all these. Grab. Ah, dang it. I hate it when it does that. Grab that. Okay. And this one we're going to slide until we have metal. Excuse me, like that. All right. So this is what it'll look like from the front left. Not bad. Might be helped by that normal mapping technique that softens the edges a little bit, but again, we're not going to worry about it too much right now. Oh, goodness gracious, the inside parts of this will suck so very much. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. All right, let's see here. I guess we'll handle these guys next. They're essentially the same, so I think I could actually position them identically. Grab these. And this up. I do feel like I should probably have music on for this dev stream. I feel like art streams in general probably should have music. Um, let's see. It's only been an hour in, so forgot all about that. Oh, the giant robot fight. Yeah, it's been a thing. They've been talking about it since like 2015 or 2000. No, it was even before that. It would have been like 2014, I think. So it's been a long time. And I am just really excited for it. I really, really want it to work and be a thing and not be terrible. But it probably will be terrible, and I will be sad. So close! Ah, no. Ah, no. Half an M. Half an M. All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to, I think, structure just a little bit of font spacing a little bit differently. I think that'll also let us utilize some of this white space a little bit better because I definitely have a lot of wasted space here. So I'm just going to leave that blank as an intentional thing to let me know that I need to change that. And that also might end up being something that we evaluate for our sides here. But again, for now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm more focused on getting the actual object itself in there, and then I'll make it pretty a little bit later. All right, so oh right, completely forgot about you and you guys. Yeah, you're going to be super hard to tell. Hold on, let me grab some things real quick. Minimize this. Grab you and you. Add a layer from selected. We're going to call this rack layer. We will go ahead and save that, then make it invisible. Okay, so now we can have an easier time seeing everything. Yep. It starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time. I think it's 7 Pacific time or something like that. But it's been on my list of things to watch for a very, very long time, and I'm just very excited that it's finally happening. Because it is a really cool concept, right? Like as a kid, I remember watching G Gundam, and if you've ever seen anime, you know Gundam probably, but G Gundam was like a weird subvert. I mean, it was still Gundam, but it was like really weird series where instead of the point of it being war is bad, it was basically just a giant pro wrestling match between Gundams, and every country had a Gundam that was incredibly stereotypical of that country, and it was amazing. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. And I want that, basically. I want that being a thing in the future where every country has a giant robot. We all get together once a year and just slam giant robots together to see which country has the best giant robot. That's all I want. That's all I want for world peace. I think that will solve all of the problems in the world. Giant robot fights. Then, of course, I'm pretty sure that I just have that nagging feeling in the back of my mind that the giant robot fight is going to be so insanely disappointing. But I really hope that it's actually cool. Okay, so this and this. Yes. Okay, so I think this is the layout that we want. So we're going to go ahead and do this real quick. UV, line everything up again. Make sure they're all the same height. Now we have to manually position them. Slide this over, and I hate working like this. There we go. Trying to think what else has gone on in the world of what Chris cares about this week. Oh no, not that. I hit delete instead of insert. Oh yeah, Visceral Studios also shut down today, apparently. If you don't know Visceral Studios, they're the team that made Dead Space, which is one of my favorite games, actually. It's not like a gaming masterpiece or anything like that, but it's a well-designed, fun survival horror game. At least the first one is. After that, I don't really... I mean, Dead Space 2 was alright, but Dead Space 1 was my favorite by far. Let's see here. So we need to go all the way down to here. Oh, well, that's interesting. You guys are upside down. Rotate you. But of course, Visceral Studios being shut down was not surprising because they're a subsidiary of EA, which means that it's inevitable that they get shut down by EA because of unreasonable demands. All right, so let's see, metal, metal, metal. Do we have a seamless loop? Oh, please let us have a seamless. Oh no, we don't. But that's only because you're upside down somehow. Okay, once more unto the breach. We do, I think. Oh, so close. We almost have a seamless loop. I bet I could maybe. It's fine. Again, this is one of those things where, viewed from the front, this will not be visible. You won't be able to see this corner. Actually, no, that's a lie. If anything, this corner should be the one that's busted because it's the only one that you can't get a good look at both sides from. Because with this one, you could potentially see it from this side. With this one, you could see it from this side. With this one, you could potentially see it from this side, but with that corner, you can never really see it because, again, this side is going to be against a wall, or these two sides. All right, so that means some quick changes. That means that, let's see, this now needs to, wow. Do I really have to do that way? Ew. Okay. Wow, that's really sad and annoying. Okay. I basically have to reverse this. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. There we go. That's basically what I need to do. All right, now to make sure that they all line up properly. Yeah, it's a shame though that Visceral's shut down or is shutting down. Because I really did like Dead Space. It was the first game that I ever platinumed on PS3. So it's the first game that I ever got all the achievements on. That gives me a special place in my heart, of course, or gives it a special place in my heart. Also, it's just fun to replay Dead Space every now and then. Especially because if you know where all the jump scares are, it makes the game kind of hilarious, since it's very obvious after a while. And also, once you know how the enemies in the game react to you, how they behave, it's super easy to just game the system, basically. Alright. That's actually not that bad. In fact, I bet I could... A little bit more. Oh, dang it. No, I can't do that. Darn it. Yeah, it's not going to work. Well, it might. Do something like that. I would have to, like, do this, which is going to make it look really gimped. Nope. Okay. That's all right. Let's just go ahead and slide this down a little bit. Make it like that. It's a little odd looking, but you know what? That's not terrible overall. All right, so that's the center part. Now for the bottom and the sides. Oh boy, these ones are going to be fun. All right, so is this all of you? It is. That's good. And now we play the annoying game. How do I want to make this work? I guess the logical thing to do would be, instead of verticality, having side text like this. Yeah, it's probably the best. All right, so let's go ahead and rotate you. And of course I'm facing the wrong way. And of course it's also facing the entire wrong way. So there we go. Yep, we want something like that. Let's see here. We're going to need to space things out a little bit. let's see, this is the bottom, top, right. So we do something like this. Go ahead and say UV mode, grab all these, grab you, go up, and up. Grab our face, pull it over. And we'll go ahead and line this up. All right. I seriously do apparently have a sound effects problem. I have no idea why I'm making sound effects whenever I do things. Maybe it's because I probably should have music. I don't know. But then you couldn't hear my voice. My sweet, sweet anti-Morgan Freeman voice. Or maybe I should just... anti-Morgan Freeman seems correct. Well, no, that makes me sound like I'm against Morgan Freeman. Reverse Morgan Freeman? I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and metal. Ah, here we are. Oh. Wow, none of this is correct. Okay, so I think I did this in reverse order. Go ahead and grab this. Over. Cool. Grab you. And there we go. All right, so let's see. How does that look? Is it? So close. Dang it. Yeah, I can't make an entire letter go away. That's not ideal. Trying to think of the best possible place, but there's not really a good one, so I guess this is kind of just where the layout's going to go for it. Yeah, that's alright. It's just basic. Slightly too long. It's just a little unfortunate. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to do the same thing here. So, first up, let's rotate this, and then we'll finally be able to actually import it into Unity, make sure that the substance all works, and live happily ever after, of course. Let's see here. So I'm going to grab face. I'm going to try to position these roughly the same. So let's grab you, which means that you're going here, which means that you are going way over here, and you are going here. Cool. Let's go ahead and do our UV thing. Go up and up. This. All right. Oh, that was like pretty spot on. Cool. It's decent enough for now. Although I don't know why I bothered even doing that, because I can just do the UV thing over here. So snap to the right. Snap to the right. This right. Wow, there we go. Right and right and right. All right. Haha! That was an unintentional joke. There we go. So, all the metal in the world. Just a disgusting amount of metal. Although I probably should... Wait, no, that's not correct. Dang it, did I do it backwards again? Because I kind of feel like I did. Alright. Go ahead and drag this off to the right. Drag this to there. All right. Yep. That looks a little bit more appropriate, actually. So like right about there. There we go. Yep. Cool. So that's the frame. Oh wait, the bottom. I'm just gonna delete this. Again, it's one of those things where the player will never see it. So, let's see. Do I collect pop vinyl figures? I do not. I try not to collect anything in particular because I know that it's a slippery slope. In fact, that's why I'm so infuriated at amiibos. Because Nintendo keeps locking content behind amiibos, and I just, out of principle, will not buy amiibos. But yeah, I try not to. I try not to get into figures, figurines, statues, amiibos, pretty much any of those. Although I guess I do like special edition of games that have statues. Okay, so this is everything. I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this, copy into a new UV set. We're in light map now. We're going to do a reprojection. And then we are going to go ahead and say polygons. Layout with a packing of 2, or 4. Hit apply, then close. All right, there's our light maps. They've been generated very, very nicely. I say that, except it should be fine. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and move this off to the left real quick. Let's make our rack layer visible. Going to do similar things to these guys. Go ahead and grab the faces, copy into a new UV set, then lay them out. Oops, same thing with you. Polygons, copy into new UV set. Out. Oops. All right, last one. And then we can export this and bring it into Unity. It is. I have a problem with pop vinyls. I have a couple of friends that also are super into it, and I just, like I said, I try really hard to avoid that stuff because it is super tempting. I do understand that, but it's just one of those things where they can't get you if you never start. So it's like, wow, played that once when I was a kid, and I knew it would be bad if I kept playing it. So I'm like, no, I played it once, I'm done. Don't need to do it again. Also helps that I'm not a huge fan of that type of gameplay, but. All right, so that is our rack. And actually, you know what? If we're not rendering the bottom, then I wonder if I could just. I don't need that. It's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and save this out. We're going to go ahead and say File, Export Selection. It's going to be Firewood Rack. Export it again. Yep. Okay, we can show this in Explorer. Ah, dang it. Hate it when I do that. Okay, grab, not that. I don't need you anymore. Scenes, Firewood Rack. Replace it. Also, so excited. In Unity 2017, they have this. Oh, it's so beautiful. You can tell it not to import materials. And that makes my life so much better because it means I won't have a ton of material folders that are just blank textures. That's beautiful. In any case, I actually wonder. Let me go to preferences real quick. Can I just do that all the time? Or do I have to write a custom inspector or a custom importer for that? I probably have to do that. Let's see. Oh, it's funny. Let's see. external tools, Xcode, colors, keys, illumination cache. Nope, that's disappointing. Wow, Cinemachine, gotta work on your textures. Those look pretty bad. Oh my goodness, $600. That is a lot of pop vinyl figures. Oh, okay. I was gonna say auto refresh. That's weird. We might write a custom importer tonight. Ooh, I haven't written one of those in a little bit. Actually, I guess I did just write one a couple days ago, but I haven't written one for models yet. So this is gonna be fun. In any case, let's go ahead and go to our substances. Substance, overworld, cabin. Let's grab our substance. Cabin, fireplace, miss. No, I didn't double click. I wanted to drag. There we go. Cool. So let's go ahead and first things first. Let's see. It's compressed. We are going to do nothing in cache on level load. We'll bump this up to 1024. Hit apply. Let's see. Everything else I think looks pretty good. Goodness gracious me. Okay, our roughness map is 512. Isn't that nice? Alright. So first things first. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this and rename this to be transparent. Alright. And then we're going to change this to cutout. Which, oh dear, it looks like our color didn't go through the way I expected. That means that our substance is borked. Great, so we're going to have to do substance fixes. Wow, 47. That's a lot of shelf space. Yeah, I guess that's another reason why I haven't really gotten into them, is because I don't have a ton of shelves to hang things off of. Or not hang things off of, put things on. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab this. And you guys are all different, which is good. So you're going to be miss, and you guys are all going to be transparent. Okay. Oh, you've got to be kidding. I was correct. Oh, wait, no. Huh. Just, okay. Yeah. Well, it's going to look bad for now. I don't really care. I mean, I do, but I don't care enough. Oh my goodness, that looks... It's the compression. So if we actually change this to not be compressed, you'll see this color go away. Oh my goodness, you won't, but you should have. Are you serious? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Never mind. So this can be compressed. Yeah, so you'll see the artifacts on there. But this needs to be raw. So you'll see this like pale green outline go away. The funny thing is, actually, I don't think this really matters, because once transparency is there, that won't be an issue. So they're all stacked on top of each other. Are you making shapes out of them, or are they just more like a pile? Okay, so first things first. Oh man, yeah, it's really bad. I don't know why this happens. It's really annoying that it does, but that means that we have to, unfortunately, change it. So you can see that our texture size here is 1.3 mega. Wow, 1.3 megabytes, really. That's a lot. That's compressed. If I change that to raw, it'll get rid of the artifacting, but how big is it now? It is 5.3 megabytes. So it's a lot. That's a lot. Can I do raw no alpha? I doubt that will actually help me any. Yeah, it's still 5.3 megabytes. So there's no getting away from that thing. So I have to deal with the compressed texture and artifacting. That's so disappointing. I really don't like that. It makes it green, and I don't understand how. I don't know how it gets to be green. There's no part of that texture that is green. It's all blue or gray. Well, I suppose that means I'm going to deal with raw. All right. Second thing is we're going to go ahead and open up Substance. Majority of them are Doctor Who and Sailor Moon. Not gonna lie, that's a weird combination, I would think. I don't really. Well, I guess there are somewhat similar thematically. You got people traveling to and from celestial bodies, trying to protect the human race, fighting evil by moonlight, all that. Apparently there's a new version. Let's see here. So I wonder why our color isn't coming through. Let's go ahead and go up here. Huh. Maybe I need to do this backwards then. So I don't like doing this, but are these only used there? Cool, that means that I could actually invert these. Let's go ahead and do this, and then delete you. There we go. That'll give us our alpha. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So now you can see that a little bit easier in Substance Designer. Cool, 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 cool. I do think that I'm going to have to slide my UVs around a little bit to make that fit, but that should work. Cool. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's re-export this all. Cabin fireplace. We're good. Export that. Go ahead and show an explorer. Move this. I have so many tabs open. Okay. Drag that. Replace it. Just a wall, 8x5 with one missing at the top, and then some on the next shelf down. I'm not judging. I was just legitimately trying to figure out like where the overlap was there, like why Sailor Moon and Doctor Who, because I get Doctor Who and I get Sailor Moon both individually, but I'm trying to figure out the connection. There has to be a connection, right? It can't just randomly be those two things. Okay. So, yeah, this is what I was going for. You can see that it's semi-transparent. Well, not semi-transparent. It is cut-out transparent, which is convenient because that also solves our little tinting problem. That actually worked pretty well for us. And that means that I do not have to have this be raw. I can just leave it as compressed. Sweet. And the only reason that I have that as two materials, despite the fact that they're technically the same materials, because if I didn't do it like that, we could run into some batching issues and, more importantly, some draw order issues. So, all right. So let's see here. That's pretty good overall. Let's take a look at it actually running around in game. Although it's obviously not going to be lit. Its light map has not been baked. Although it should be using light probes, I think. But I think that actually makes it look kind of worse. Actually, you know what? For a first render pass, that's not bad. A little worried about the metal in the rack. That kind of seems odd. But I'm guessing that that's because its light map is not baked. Okay, so it's just because, okay. I wasn't sure if you bought those two figurines mostly specifically for a reason. That's perfectly fine. I also like Sailor Moon. Although, admittedly, I haven't seen it in a long time. Apparently they made a new series, right? Like 1 or 2 years ago. I don't think I have not seen it. But I don't know anything about it besides the fact that it exists. Oh, and also that the creator of Sailor Moon is married to Yoshiro Togashi, I believe is his name, who is the creator of one of my favorite mangas and animes, Yu Yu Hakusho. So that's a fun little bit or tidbit of trivia for you. The creator of Sailor Moon and the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, or more recently Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, those two are married, and that's really fun for me for some reason. All right, so let's go ahead and I want to apply a physics collider. So mesh collider for you, and everyone else gets box colliders. Aha! Cool. Let's go ahead and let that go. And close substance now. Got that working. And let's see, what else do we need to do? Not much, honestly. I think the rest is going to be about modeling firewood. So let's go ahead and go back over here. Oh, I have a bunch. Yeah, no, I get that you have a bunch. It was because it was kind of funny to me that the two major ones were Sailor Moon and Doctor Who. Although, I never really got into Doctor Who. Mostly because I grew up on Star Trek, and you can either like Star Trek or you can like Doctor Who, but I think it's kind of impossible to like both because everything Doctor Who is antithetical to what Star Trek is. So anytime I watch Doctor Who, I'm basically screaming Prime Directive. I have not watched Seven Deadly Sins. I've heard it's good, and I love The Devil is a Part-Timer. That is an amazing show, and I am very sad that it does not have more episodes, because it is so good! It's only like 13 episodes? 20 episodes? It's one season, and it's really good. And I don't know why they didn't make another one. Or another season. It's so good. Okay, so this is the rack. We're done with it. Gonna make a new scene. Alright. So this one is going to be firewood, and it's actually going to be it's going to be really triangular. So we're going to start out with a cube. Let's see. We are going to make this, so a width of 1.6 would be appropriate, but I think I'm going to make it more of a width of 1.5. Okay. And a height of 0.2, I want to say, and a depth of 0.2. And this is going to be super weird, but before we do anything here, let's go up here. We got to make a new material. So create materials, Phong shader. We're going to call this fireplace misc mat. Go ahead and pop this up. File. Grab. Excuse me. Cabin fireplace. Fireplace misc text or text. But yeah, I've seen the bulk. Well, maybe not the bulk. Quite a few of Netflix's anime library. So it's gonna be firewood, I guess. Dang it! I shouldn't have done. No, it's fine. So let's go ahead and get rid of this face, and then we're going to basically fuse these two edges together. I don't remember how to do that. There we go. Collapse edge. Wow, that... Are you serious? You, like, collapsed in the completely wrong direction. It's almost correct, but whatever. There we go. Need to watch Seven Deadly Sins. It's great. Yeah, it's on my list. And by that I mean it's actually on my Netflix list. And I'm glad that it's 2D because, good God, I cannot watch 3D anime. I started watching Ajin. I really like the story. I freaking cannot watch it though. Like it pains me to watch 3D anime because the frame rate that most of those things are rendered at is like 15, and it looks like a slideshow to me. It legitimately hurts to watch those things. After a while, my eyes actually do start to hurt, and I really wish it wasn't like that, but that's just how it is. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of projection here, although I am a little worried that it's going to be kinda messed up. These things always are. Let's see. Wow, this is actually not super great, is it? Yeah, that log is... Uh-oh. This could be bad. So, I guess... First things first, let's go ahead and try to shrink this up. But, yeah, we're going to have to break this into smaller chunks, I think. Go ahead and grab this. We're just going to shrink this in until we can get it to fit comfortably. Yeah, we're going to split this in half. So let's see here. I think we want 0. It's pretty good. Change our object. Let's... negative 0.25. Oh no, that's completely the wrong direction. 0.25. I believe it's 1.5. Yeah, great. It's going to be one of those 0.35. Wow, really? 0.4? That cannot be right. In fact, I do not believe it. It's got to be something stupid like 0.375. I think that's right, 0.375. Let's see. Just bought 2 more of the 7 Deadly Sins manga. You know, I really should find some new manga series. I really only have a couple that I read regularly. Basically just One Piece and I guess it's One Piece, One Punch Man, and My Hero Academia are the ones I regularly read. I know that there are a lot of good ones out there. It's just there's so much manga nowadays that it's really hard to find. It's really hard to figure out, you know, what are the good ones versus what are the ones that are. Oops! Wow, that's not what I wanted. There we go. You know, what are the good ones versus what are the garbage ones? Because there are a lot of garbage ones too. All right, so let's go ahead and reproject this. I think this will help a little bit. Okay, so let's grab these. Rotate this. Move this over, and over, and over. Grab all of this, and we're going to shrink it down. Cool. So that's a much better fit. So we're going to, instead of having very long logs, we're just going to have a lot of short logs. Okay, so this one's going up here. Yeah, I run into a little bit of a problem here. I don't know which way should be up. I think that should... Nope, that's the opposite of what I want, I think. Yeah. Okay, so both of these need to change. There we go. So it's a little weird, but that's actually, I think, the way that we want it to be presented. Because this top part is actually the outside of the log, like the bark, and then this is the cork of the wood. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There are a couple of other mangas that have been on my radar, and I just haven't really got into them for one reason or another. Let's see, Attack on Titan would be a popular one, and that I just stopped reading because, good God, they took forever between author or between manga chapters. Like they went on some weird several months of hiatus. Frack. Yeah, I was a little worried about this. So O will work, but maybe I should rotate the L. Can I do something like this? I totally can. That's good. I wonder if that means I should rotate you. Something a little bit more like that. Yeah, that works. Actually, nope. Should have been the first way. There we go. I guess it doesn't really matter, honestly. It's going to be the same either way. All right. So that's essentially what the firewood is going to be. The only difference is I need to make a couple of these with slightly different UVs so that I can have some with OG and some with LG for the ends, but then otherwise it's going to be the same, basically. Need to watch Sailor Moon. See, are you talking new Sailor Moon or old Sailor Moon? Because there are distinctions there. And then you have Sailor V and all of the other Sailor Moon types, like Sailor Moon R, which is, I think, the movie. But then there's like a different part of Sailor Moon it's still the same continuity, but it's just renamed differently. It's somewhat annoying. All right, so we're gonna call this log A, or how about firewood A? Firewood A. There we go. Let's see. Before we do anything else, we're also going to go ahead and grab their face, copy it into a new UV set, then lay it out as one would expect. Duplicate this. All right, so now we can go ahead and duplicate this, call it firewood B. All right. This is going to be interesting. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. So this one, the firewood is going to have L and G. Yep, okay, it went away. Meaning I have to do layers, rather annoyingly. So let's see, create layer from selected. Firewood A layer. I'm just going to call it A layer. Or how about layer? Nah, I always do A layer. Save, make that go away. Layers, create layer from selected. B layer. Hit save. All right. Ah, crud. That G needs to be upside down, or the other way. There we go. Something like that. A little awkward, but that'll work. All right, so that's that one. Last one is going to be firewood C. We're going to remove the selected object, and we will instead create a new layer from selected and call it C layer. Hit save. All right, so this one's going to be O and G. This over slightly, right about there. Cool, 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 cool. Now let's go ahead and save this out. I kind of wonder if I should rotate this. Also, it just looks slightly off center. I think it actually is, but I can't really tell. It looks like it's on center, but then it looks like it's not. All right. Yeah, I am going to rotate this though. So let's go ahead and rotate you. Let's see. Rotate, rotate, rotate around the Z-axis, I guess. So 180. Like that. That's not bad. We'll go ahead and do that for the other ones too. 180. Cool. Let's go ahead and grab all of these. Edit. Delete history. We're all good there. Oh goodness, that's terrible. Oh, never mind. Okay, false alarm. Set everything up, and then we'll go ahead and also, let's see, edit, freeze transform, which I can never remember. Actually, I think it's modify. Yeah. Freeze transformations. Cool. Now that's at 000 for all of them. And we're good. So let's go ahead and export. We have to do it individually. So we're going to say export selection. This is going to be firewood A. Selection. Export selection. Firewood B. And file. Export selection. Firewood C. Cool. And we're also going to use this as kind of a springboard to write a custom importer for meshes. And by that I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Okay, so we're going to say create folder firewood. Alright. So let's pull in some of our firewood. So we'll pull in firewood A. So when I do this, you'll see that it'll create a material folder. Or materials folder with a default material in there. But I don't actually need that. And in fact, I don't want it. So instead, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to uncheck import materials. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Don't need the animation. All right. So I'm going to write a custom importer that will basically flag this import materials to be false all the time, because I really don't like having those materials in there. I don't use them. I use substances, which don't come in with it. So, let's see. Your computer stopped for a second there. Uh-oh. Like it froze or just blanked out for a second. All right, so now that we have that import materials gone, I can go ahead and say delete here, and you'll notice that now it's using the default Unity material. But first things first, let's go ahead and go to text quest scripts. I guess we'll put it under utility. And real quick, I am going to go ahead and say, well, look up Unity mesh importer. I'm guessing this is going to be, or model importer. So this is the thing that we're going to be messing with. And this is going to be kind of fun. So we're going to go ahead and say create folder. It's going to be an editor script. So we're going to say create C# script. And we're going to say model post processor. Let's go ahead and do that. Do I want to do anything else? I might go ahead and just call it TQ model post processor. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. Also, I probably should do like art. I keep forgetting to do these things. So we're going to make what's called an asset post processor, which will then link to a model importer to handle this thing. Oh crap, and I forgot I gotta make my friggin' script adjustments still. Let's see, so sleepy owl dot text quest. Alright, go ahead and go up here. Get rid of you guys. Say using Unity engine or editor. Okay, save this out. File, advanced save, get rid of those pesky Unix line endings, hit OK. Alright, so this is going to be asset post processor. Okay, so go back, oh, wrong thing. I'm going to go over here real quick. I want to say Unity asset post processor. Because asset post processor basically has a bunch of functions that it gets notified as, or notified of, and I'm guessing, yeah, this is the one we want. So we're going to go ahead and say on post process model. It's a game object, huh? Oh dear. I wonder if we can actually even get this. This will be fun. Actually, no, I think I know what we can do. So we're going to say private void post-process model. Does that take a game object? It takes a game object. That's not great. Model. Okay, so we're going to need to say model importer is equal to... Ah, dang it, I can never remember how to do this. Hold on. Yeah, there's a way to do it. Let me go ahead and look up on post-process texture. I think it does the call to it. Unless it's going to be stupid and not actually do it. Of course it is. How wonderful. Because I can't have nice things. So let's go ahead and say, let's see. Let's look for materials. Yeah, here we are. Wow, you suck so bad. Okay, I think I say importer. There we go, as model importer. Do I need to cast it? Oh, right, hold on. It's importer dot... Wait, I am deeply confused right now. There is a thing. Oh, it's because I called it importer. Duh. It's like, why is it working? But I don't know. Dang it, is it like it's current something? Ah! Ah, geez, it's been a long time since I've had to do this. Well, not been a long time, it's just that I have not done this particular part of the code in a while. There's a way to basically get the current importer. I can never remember what it is. Let's see. Asset importer. There it is. Duh. Is equal to asset importer as model importer. Wow, can't spell importer apparently. Okay. There we go. So that's our model. And then we're going to say importer dot import materials is equal to false. And I believe that's all I have to do. So now we have a script that basically should detect when I import models and say, don't import their materials. Just don't do it. So that's more of a convenience thing, honestly. All right, let's go ahead and go back up here. So now if I drag in firewood B, I hope this works. Well, you didn't do your job. Ah, except you did, and you still imported. Ah, that's really annoying. So you can see that it is flagged to not do it, but it must pull in materials regardless. That's so dumb. All right. Maybe I would have to... that's so annoying. Can I do like an asset preprocessor? Oh, look, there it is. On preprocess model. That's what I need. Hey, look at that. It's doing exactly what I wanted. All right. So that's good. That it's a preprocess function. So I'm going to say instead of on postprocess, on preprocess model. Correct? Yep. Cool. Doing all the same things. Let this go. So we're going to try one more time with firewood C and see if that lets us do it. Third time's the charm, I suppose. All right. I mean, this is a minor thing, but it is super nice to have this as a thing that I no longer have to manually set. So, come on. Do it. No! You lie! You lied to me. Oh, you didn't even do it. Does that mean that I just spelled it wrong? Let's see. I also love that this is in JavaScript for some stupid reason. Oh, wait. Was it the wrong? Ah, there it is. I don't need this. That's why. Okay. So we're gonna change this. Deleting model C. Okay, I was going to, but apparently I deleted it right as it finished compiling. And then we're going to try and pull in materials. Well, delete materials and pull in firewood C again. All right. Come on. Fourth time's the charm. Yes! Sweet. So that's exciting. So I no longer have to import material. Oh, that's interesting. All right, well, whatever. So I no longer need to manually delete the materials that I bring in anymore. That post-processor will take care of, well, pre-processor will take care of that for us. Oh, can you hear me? Does that work? So your chat stopped working? That's odd. All right. In any case, so it looks like I never realized that this reflected the changes down here. That's kind of funny. All right. In any case, let's go ahead and drag. Well, actually, not before we do any of that. No importing animation. Apply. No animation types. We can't do scale factor. All right. You know what that means? I'm going to write a utility. Hooray! So once we get these firewood models set up, I'm going to write a little editor utility window to handle importing things a little bit better. So let's go ahead and what to do here? Drag them into the scene, of course. Move this all, move this and you. Cool. And all of you are going to use this material that I am really, really hoping looks a lot better when it's not, when it's light mapped, when it's actually baked. Okay, so now we get all of the fun things because I have to arrange these all. All right, so we're gonna try to do like a, I guess it's gonna be like a Jenga pattern, kinda. Let's see how this works. I'm honestly not sure how well this will work. It's gonna be a little awkward. All right, so something like this. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and turn on ProGrids. We'll snap to 0.1. That is all a little too much. 0.05. Cool. Let's go ahead and move this one more over. Neat. One more. Okay. I can't see it. Wait. I can see you, but I just couldn't type. It's not you doing anything. You're not doing anything Friday about. Is that 12:30 at night or 12:30 in the day? Because unfortunately, I'm going to be working. If it's 12:30 in the day, gotta make that money so that I can keep paying the bills. All right, so here's this. Go ahead and move this. So like that. That's pretty good. Okay, firewood B now is going to rotate along the x-axis by 180 degrees. We're just going to kind of like triangular fit this in. this. Just one more over. Ooh. That's not great. Now is it? Yeah, I borked that up. All right. So you're going to be 0. 0. Okay. 0. All of it. Move you. Rotate you 180 degrees and make firewood C instead be rotated. Oops, not that. 180. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't know if it would be better for them to have gaps or not. I mean, I guess it would have to have them have gaps, otherwise it's going to look weird. Yeah, they need gaps. Alright, that means that grids, unfortunately, needs to do this. Okay. So that's basically like 1/2 of them. Oh boy, this is going to take a while. Oh, and you know what? Actually, no. I was going to duplicate those all, except I'm going to make them prefabs. So let's go ahead and make these. Oh, I can't do it multiple times, obviously. Firewood A, firewood B, firewood C. Make them all prefabs just so that I don't have to really worry about them. And it means that if I ever need to apply changes, I can do so. Okay. Saturday the 4th, we are as well, but I'm not sure what time yet. An Aussie? What do you mean? How did I become an Aussie? I didn't say anything particularly Australian, did I? It's not that I thought of. All right. Okay, so I think. Oh man. Dang it! It's already 9. I really wanted to write that utility window, but that I guess I could save that for Thursday. That might be something interesting for people to see. That's probably a good idea. So I'm gonna try to finish up the wood, and then I will move on. Well, then we'll be done for the night, I think. So let's go ahead and duplicate this, drag it all over, right about there. One more. I can. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna be doing a lot of duplicates here. This is gonna be fun. Let's duplicate. Oh, this gets so much more complicated. Now doesn't it? All right. So first things first. Trying to think of how I want to handle rotating these. I guess I'll just do 90. Oops, nope. -90. Slide that over. Then 90. Yes. Slide you over. Okay. And then finally, the really weird one, which is going to be 90 degrees, and then followed by, oops, nope, -90, followed by 180 in the Z. Yeah, like that. All right. So that's, come on, come out. There we go. I put on an accent? I did not notice that. Well, sorry. It apparently goes with my random sound effects, I guess. Things I did not realize I was doing. All right, so that's those guys. We're going to shrink them down just a little bit. Well, not shrink them down, but move them down. So they'll rest on top of the previous ones, but we'll still have spacing, which is fine. All right, we are going to need to move these forward probably about there. Okay, so let's go ahead and duplicate these. Draw over. Duplicate again. Drag them over. All right, so for that, we're going to actually need to centralize them a little bit. Am I into Star Wars? I really do like Star Wars. At the heart of it, I really do. But I really hate Disney. And I really, really hate J.J. Abrams. And it just, it's wonderful that they decided to work together. I feel special that they got together in a boardroom and said, "There's this guy, Chris, and we really just want to make him miserable. So we need you to direct a movie for us, Mr. Abrams." And of course, J.J. Abrams, his mission in life is to make me unhappy. So he agreed naturally and decided to direct Star Wars Episode 7 and make it terrible. Make it a soulless cash grab of a movie that has honestly does not need to exist, and yet does for some reason. So yes, I do like Star Wars. I really do, but I don't like the new Star Wars because they are not movies. They are soulless cash grabs by Disney. Why do you ask? Let's see. So this is going to be fun. I probably want you to be in the center here. Grab you guys. It's going to be awkward. Trying to sort of center it at their base, which is right there, I think. That's in the center. So now we can put these all below it. Oh, right. Okay, making sure that it wasn't rotated. All the firewoods. So we're just going to call this firewood. Cool. So that's what our firewood looks like. That's actually pretty good. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and make a new sub-object. Call this the model. Drag everything in there, collapse that. And then we will add collision. Let's go ahead and give it a box collider and then a collision module because I will need that at some point. We'll go ahead and make this a module, which will be our model module. And then we might as well make this an interactive object. Ta-da! Alright, let's see here. Did I hear about the new poster for 8? No? What is it, like full of porgs or something? Let's see. 0.5. That's not bad, I don't think. Actually, that's almost perfect. Let's see. So I'm going to make this more like 1.25. 1.1. So we'll pay 5.5. Just give it a little bit of verticality to it. Well, no. 0.5 and 1. It's fine. 1, I said. There we are. Okay, let's go ahead and also shrink it down a little bit. So, well, in the X it's going to be 1.5. Oh, nope, it's actually going to be 1.6. That's fair. And in the Z, it's going to be 0.8, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. Which does mean this is going to be like 1.1, I think. Yeah, a little bit of extra space, but it works. Cool. Let's go ahead and make this an interactive. Oh, that's new too. They have numbers. Yes, we will change children. Cool. So now we can go ahead and save, and let's see what it looks like. Oh dear, I'm terrified. What's this going to be? Oh, it says I can't see it. Unless it's trying to send it to me. Okay. I mean, that's not a ridiculous poster, I don't think. I do think that they obviously chose red for this theme or for this film's color. Um, what the? What is going on? Okay, there we go. Like, why can't I move? Um, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Oh my goodness, though, I clearly need to have anti or anisotropic filtering set up. You can see that it's like fading as I look around. Um, what do they hide in the poster? I can't really. Hold on. All right. Let's see if there's a zoomed in one I can look at. There is, of course, not. Yeah, I don't know. What do they hide in there? Besides a bunch of random characters that I don't really know or care about. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. What do they hide? Let's go back here. Um, so let's go ahead and do a couple of things. Let's see. Substance. Come over here. Isotropic level at 16, of course. And everything else should be fine. So now let's take a look at it. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that I don't have time to write the importer tonight. See, that actually doesn't look too bad. I kind of like it. I feel like I will like it a lot more once I actually bake the light maps on it, of course. But on the whole, it's actually pretty nice. Things look pretty good. I don't know if I should have it be stacked so cleanly, though. I might try to like dishevel it a little bit. Maybe have some of the logs be missing. So instead of it being perfectly horizontal like this, maybe have these guys missing or something, implying that they've been used. Maybe have them scattered over here or fallen a little bit. But on the whole, I like it. Let's see. What do they do? What, a Darth Vader thing?
HBO Now.
No, HBO Now. You don't need this. And I don't know. That seems. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. It's not impossible, but I think that might be more of a case of sort of what am I going to call it? Dark Side of the Rainbow thing, where it's not actually designed like that, but it just happened to sync up. I don't know. That's kind of that might be reaching a little bit. I mean, it could entirely be intentional, but in that case, it's too subtle to matter. And if it's not intentional, then well, it just happened to be like that. But either way, yeah, I'm not. That movie is going to be a steaming pile of garbage anyway. Ah, why, George Lucas? Why did you have to sell to Disney? Out of everyone, why'd you have to sell to Disney? Okay. At any rate, I'm probably going to say that that's a good place to stop for the night before I start wailing and gnashing my teeth at Star Wars. So we got our rack done, and I think we'll pick up a little bit faster as the week progresses. Last night I couldn't really do a lot of modeling and texturing, so I only really got the texture completed for this one, although that obviously needs to be refactored a little bit. But let's see here. I need to. That's pretty good. But hopefully tomorrow night I will be able to get the kitchen done. I don't know which would be more exciting for people to watch, the kitchen or the bedroom. Because the bedroom has more puzzly things in it, and the kitchen has more sort of like random fun things that you could interact with. To make his neighbors. Wait, really? Like George Lucas sold to Disney to make. Why? I just. I really hate Disney. They just. They represent everything wrong with what. With what happens when you mix art and business. Like, oh, jeez. They're just soul sucking demons, basically. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna call that a night before I go off on a rant about Disney. So announcements, none currently. So we will be back on Thursday night at our regular time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I will be doing either the kitchen or the bedroom, whichever one I don't do on tomorrow night. So that should be it for me. So as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.